Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm just going to show you a quick video of an effective and fun way to use these pearls from Technique Junkies. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I've got the pearls stamp from Technique Junkies, part of the February release. I've got here some Delicata Golden Glitz ink, and I've got some Shea Butter ink from Catherine Pooler. And I've got several pieces of paper. I've got, first of all, a top folding card base, and then I have just 3 pieces of accent opaque. And what we're going to be making is this happy birthday card. So to me, it's diamonds, gold, and pearls. So what girl doesn't want something like that? So I'm going to start out with the background, and I'm just going to grab the pearl stamp, and it doesn't look like I'm going to have any room for my magnets, so I'm just going to want to make sure that my paper is nice and tight up into the corner. And I'll move those. Make sure that there's nothing sticking up here. And then I'm going to stamp this down with the Shea Butter. Now the reason that I'm using the Shea Butter first is because the Golden Glitz really doesn't show up as much over white than it does over yellow, or another color. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this down in yellow, and this Shea Butter to me is kind of a golden color anyway. Just make sure I get that nice and saturated with ink. And go ahead and press that down. Oh gosh, it sounds like somebody crashed into something outside. Seriously. Yep, we'll give that a good push. And I didn't get the bottom, so let me get pushed down here into the bottom. Doesn't seem to want to go. That's okay, I'll be cutting off most of that bottom part. So if I don't get it all, I don't get it all. Next time I'll want to move my stamp up some. So obviously something's in the way, not allowing me to get that stamp down. I'm not sure what, but something. Maybe a bubble in the back of the stamp. I'll get it best I can and then move on. Not a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and ink it again. Okay, so next I'm going to go down with my Delicata here. And just really coat that stamp really well with the gold. This is an actually quick and easy card to do. You know, if you already have a die cut sentiment, like I do have a collection of them already done and ready to go, but I will be doing one specifically for this because I want the same gold color as the Delicata with the Shea Butter. So that's good, but I want a little bit more shine and sparkle. A little bit more golden. So I just make sure that I get it all tapped down onto that background stamp. Now background stamps are notoriously finicky to stamp down because they're so big and you can't really get your ink evenly onto there. Just do the best you can. That's what I'm going to say. Always just do your best and make do with what happened. You know, for instance, at the bottom there, I lost a lot because I couldn't get it stamped down. No big deal. That's where I'll trim it off. Okay, I've got my golden pearls. Now this is a pigment ink, so I want to set it aside and let it dry. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to create my color here for my happy birthday die cut. So I'm just going to kind of look at how big of a spot I need to color. And I'm going to start by just laying down the Shea Butter. I'm just going to kind of tap and press it down, just direct to paper. Then I'll lay my happy birthday on there, make sure that I get it all covered. And then I'll go down with the Delicata. And it's really hard to see the sparkle of this Delicata on camera, but it's beautiful. Let me see if I can get that to hit in the light. Come on, light. Show us that beautiful. There we go. There's our gold glimmer. So I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to cut out that happy birthday in white 3 times, and then I'm going to cut it out once with this gold, and I'm going to cut out the outside layer, the shadow layer, in white. So I've got all the happy birthdays cut out. Now what I need to do is glue them all together. So I want a nice thick dimension. And here they are all glued together, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Delicata ink and I'm just going to push down directly onto it just to make sure I've got plenty of beautiful gold. And my camera's gone wonky here on me, so I apologize. But you can see how easy this card is to do. And then I'm just going to go ahead and trim down my card base here, or my card front. My background, you have that. And it looks like I've got myself still zoomed in. Sorry about that. So I'm going to trim this down to 3 3/4 by 5. That'll take off that funky part that I had. All right. Now I'm going to want to pop that up onto a white card base. So I'm going to grab a white card base. And I'm going to just pop this foam tape on, just 3 rows of it. Boy, I've got you up close and personal. You can see every age spot on my hands. Oh, you know what? Be proud. Be proud of those. You earned them. I haven't been out in the sun in years, though. I just don't do that anymore. But boy, in my youth, I was a tanner. I mean, serious tanner. Like cocoa butter all over you, and if you got burned, that was okay. But, you know, we learned later in life that that was kind of a dangerous thing to do, so I just don't do it anymore. Now I'm just trimming off any excess, and there I'm ready with my background, and here I've got my card base. And sorry, I forgot to zoom out here. Making videos, serious business. There we go. Let's get zoomed out so you can see what I'm doing here. And all I'm doing is just peeling off the backing. It's not like it's rocket science or anything. It's sometimes a pain in the you-know, but yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and stand up and pop this down. And I can see I need to trim a little off the right-hand side. So I'll go ahead and do that because when I folded down my card base, it was kind of crooked. So I want to make sure that my shadow layer is straight, and I'll go ahead and glue down my happy birthday. And Technique Junkies has a lot of sentiments that you could do this with if you're into fussy cutting, or if you have a scan and cut and you don't mind cutting stuff out. There's lots of cool techniques you can do just using your stamps and your scan and cut. So that's laid down onto there. Now we're going to lay it down onto the card. I'm going to trim off that excess side there that I knew I was going to trim off already, so I went ahead and overcompensated on the other side. You have to be careful sometimes when you're folding these card bases. They don't want to go on this heavy 110-pound paper. They want to fight you. So I'll trim that off, and I need to trim just a wee bit off the bottom. But you can always correct it later. Now all I have left to do is to put my sentiment down and bejewel this bad boy. So I'm going to glue my sentiment straight down and smack in the middle. Very easy. And my ink is dry, so it's going to stick. And then I've got these little diamonds here, and off camera I'll stick them down all over, and then we'll be done with this card. So there we go. We've got our diamonds and pearls and gold. Oh my, what girl wouldn't love that? So we used the pearls stamp from Technique Junkies from the February release. Hey, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. And use my discount code TJ10Color.